Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about what may be happening on tank builds with the upcoming update 46, the Season of the Worm Cult, when subclassing goes live in the game. And one of the biggest changes in trial group composition and builds and all that, in my opinion, is how much penetration the DPS and your group is going to have just passively without having to lean into penetration sets at all. The skill lines that they're going to be adding to their DPS instead of the healer and tank skill lines that are naturally there on their class are going to bring with them quite a bit of penetration. And with that means no longer needing to use Alkosh, Crimson Oath Rive, Tremor Scale, and even including the Infused Crusher on the back bar. Now, this has been the mainstay for quite a long time on tank builds. You use the Crusher enchant on your back bar so that you can remove the armor. See that little symbol there above, or I should say right below the Precursor's life bar? That's the Crusher symbol. And that resets every time it ticks down to 4, it will reset to 4 right there. Because it's an infused backbar weapon, it keeps your weapon glyph active at all times, even when you bar swap. So that's the Crusher symbol there. So if we no longer need Crusher, well, what do you use in its place then? Because if you don't need to strip armor, then this glyph is actually doing absolutely nothing. So, in my opinion, the stamina glyph is going to be the way to go. And the reason for that is it's going to be a way to exchange magicka for stamina, which is a good thing. Now, if you're using the Earthen Heart ability on your tank build, which I think is going to be very popular, then you're going to have the Ingenious shield here, which will proc the Helping Hands passive and give you stamina. But there's also another way you can do it. For example, the shield skill costs 28.93 and the blockade only costs 21.32, so it is cheaper and it lasts longer. So let's take a look at how this works. So if you hold block, obviously your stamina recovery goes to 0. If you let off of block, there it goes back up to what it was. So what you can do to test this, you can use a stamina skill while holding block. You can see my shield is up there, and that shuts your stamina off. Now when you hit the shield skill, for example, you can see my stamina is going back up. And that's an easy way to get your stamina back up. Well, that's kind of an expensive skill to keep running. As you can see, it drained my magicka pretty decently there. So what you can do while you're holding block is you can lay this down. Now I'm still holding block, so this got my magicka, or excuse me, my stamina at 0, and my stamina is going back up. And you can even mix in a shield in there so that these two things together will give you your stamina back. So that will be a helpful way to get your sustain up and get your resources back using magicka, because most tank builds use magicka recovery as a primary, because when you block, this goes to 0. But if there's other ways to get your stamina back, then that's a better way to do it right there. So that's my suggestion on what to use instead of Crusher. Other people might suggest using a specific type of damage, like a frost damage or shock damage or whatnot. I think there's probably going to be plenty of that in your group anyway, without having to add that into your trials group. I think it's going to be important to make sure that you can get your resources back and stay in the fight that way. So that would be my suggestion. And if you don't know how to make that glyph, basically what you do is you go up here to the top portion. It's Itade, and it won't let me select that because I'm not on my craft build. So let me get on the craft build real quick. So how you absorb stamina is you go Itade, Deni, and Kuta, and that is how you make a weapon glyph to absorb stamina, which is going to restore your stamina. Now, if it's on an infused weapon like mine is, then it's going to give you back 461 stamina every time it ticks. So that is my suggestion on what to do for a back bar enchant once subclassing goes live, and you no longer need the Infused Crusher because your penetration is going to be taken care of without it. Thanks again for watching. Check out some of my other videos on my channel, see if there's any other things that you can learn that I can explain, or little quirks and things that I do in the game. I've got several folders. Please check them out if you thought this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.